Otherwise, let's get started. So just come to an easy seated position. You may want something to prop up your hips so that you can find a seated position. Just allow your hands to rest on your knees and just as if you're going to meditate. So chin tucked slightly, lengthen through the back of your head, crown of the head reaches up, and just close your eyes. And we'll just take a moment here with breath. And I do just have a reading for you to start off. So when you find your comfortable seat, I'll stay here close, do the reading, and then I will move back and I will do the practice with you, okay? So just start here, settling into the bones, just letting everything surrender into the earth, right? The theme of today is that idea of grounding. So throughout this practice, no matter how you move, and what you do, you want to think about connecting to the earth. So right now your sit bones are connected to the earth, whether they're directly on the earth or if you have a blanket or a pillow underneath you, but you can still feel that connection. Your bones are starting to become heavy towards the earth. Just let everything drop. Create as much space between your shoulders and your ears as you can. Just start breathing. So finding that natural rhythm of your breath, no need to do anything special or particular at this point in time, just finding your breath. And depending on what you've done today, where you've been, you may be able to sink quickly into that evenness of your breath, finding a balance between your inhale and your exhale. And if it doesn't come immediately for you, that's no big deal. Every day is different. That's why we come into this place and focus on the breath. So just take some time to work through that and find that balance. And that's not to say that it's going to be perfect for the whole practice, but do your best to find the earth and to find balance with your breath. So in the Bhagavad Gita, which is one of the sacred texts in yoga, there's a line that says, "In the night of all beings, the wise man sees only the radiance of the self." Okay. And I'm just reading a part of a book by Rolf Gates, and following that quote, he says the following: "I have found that the asana are an answer to the difficulty of our times. Certainly, I have not been above the darkness of our times, the night of all beings. On the contrary, I have known its depths. I have spent more days in this lifetime with despair in my heart than hope. But yoga brings me in touch with the light. One of the qualities of this light is the knowledge that if we have our soul, we have everything. And if we lose it, we have nothing. Yoga connects us to our soul. Our practice reminds us that we already have everything that we need. Amidst the unspeakable sorrows and injustices of the material world, we find the endless brilliance of the spirit. Our connection to our own soul serves as a reminder to those around us, clearing the way for them to reconnect to spirit themselves. In the night of all beings, our practice is a radiant light." So from the space where the hands are on your thighs, just slowly, gently bring them up to heart center. Chin still dropping towards your chest, shoulders drop away from ears. Press the thumbs into your breastbone. Just breathe here. Feel the breath rise and fall in the rib cage. Maybe you can get a sensation of the heart beating here. And from this position, direct the hands down towards the earth and press the fingertips down towards the earth. Extend your arms as you lift up through the crown of your head. Palms pressing firmly together. On your inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Palms come together, reaching through the fingertips, shoulders descend. Exhale, thumbs come to your forehead. Pause. Feel your thumbs press into your third eye. And gently rest the thumbs on your lips, on the mouth. And draw your hands back down through heart center. Flip the hands, press the fingertips into the earth. Good, we'll take it a little faster this time. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, draw your hands down through the third eye, past the mouth, past the heart. Fingertips turn, press into the earth. Lengthen your spine. Keep moving with your breath. Inhale to reach up, whatever pace feels best for you. Exhale to bring your hands down through the center line of the body. Fingers point towards the earth, press into the earth on the exhale. So just keep moving with your breath. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling to draw back down into the earth. Nice, big, deep, even breaths. Good, we'll go for one more round. Inhaling, your fingertips go up. If you're at a different place than me, that's fine. This time when the hands come down, keep them at heart center. Chin tucked slightly, breathe. Jax, can you take that into your bedroom, please? So if you're sitting on something, just remove it from underneath the hips. And your legs are gonna cross so that your right leg is in front. So instead of sitting kind of with the ankles crossed, you want the right leg in front. Hands to your knees, sit up nice and tall. Belly button draws in and up, crown reaches high. And on your exhale, you're just gonna walk your hands forward until that right hip catches. So this might not be very far. Lead with your heart and you're hinging at the hip crease. See if I can sit more in the light. There we go. So hinging at the hip crease, heart reaches forward, hinge, allowing your chest to descend towards the earth, finding your breath. You can let the head drop and hang heavy. Just feeling into your right hip, breathing there, lots of breath. Release any of that gripping and tension in the hip. Really use the breath to settle all of those bones in the hips and the thighs, low back, descending down into the earth. Stay folded forward and gently walk your hands over to the left-hand side of the mat. Right hand stacks on top of your left hand. Stay folded. Root the right sit bone down into the earth. Lots of breath here. Give your hip that opportunity, the tools it needs to just open up and release and find the earth. And gently come back through center, come back up to a seated position, nice and slowly with intention. And then we'll switch the feet. So the left shin bone comes in front of the right shin bone this time. Find your sit bone, sit up nice and tall, shoulders drop away from ears. Big breath in. And then on your exhale, walk the hands forward, chest descends towards the earth, hinge at your hip crease. You can choose to let the head hang heavy if that feels best for you. Make sure you breathe here, bring lots of breath, and pin the sit bones down into the earth as you descend forward. Coming into that even breath, feeling the earth beneath you, knowing that because the earth is there supporting you, you have permission to just fully let go and release. The earth is going to catch you as you find depth here and breathe. Good, and gently walk your hands over to the right hand side of the mat. Left hand comes to the top of the right hand. Pin your left sit bone back in space, really rooting down through the sit bone there. Find your breath. Permission to let go and create space here. Good. Inhale, gently walk your hands back, front, and then slowly just walk yourself back up to a seated position. Just let that settle, shoulders drop down, breathe. Good, and you're gonna come into a seated figure 4 position here. So come onto your sit bones. You're gonna lean back slightly. Right ankle comes to the left thigh. So rather than being on our back like we sometimes do in class, you're simply going to have your hands behind you, heart lifts forward, sole of your left foot is on the mat, right ankle to left thigh. Flex your toes in, okay? And you can take this as wide or as close as you want to. You can have your left leg almost laying on the mat if you need to, or you can have, kind of the chin or the left heel almost connected to your bum. Breathe deeply. Heart reaches up towards the ceiling, shoulders drop away from your ears. Connect to that even, steady breath. Fill up belly, chest, all the way to the collarbones, and then exhale completely. So if you have a really tight seated position here, for the next part, you may want to extend your left foot forward. We're going to twist a little bit into this posture. So right hand just comes to the sole of the right foot. So you can reach it around the pinky toe side of the foot, grab the sole of the foot, and just twist open to the left. Your left hand is behind you for support. If you feel really open here, you want to take it a little bit deeper, only if you can maintain your breath. You can take the right elbow to the sole of the right foot and press open. So just wherever you are, make sure that you can still breathe and that you can still lift your chest up towards the ceiling as you find that rotation here. Evenness in the sit bones. Good. Next inhale, gently come back through center. And we'll just take a quick counter twist here. So left hand comes to the right knee. Just open gently over to the right, heart lifting up just for a breath. And then exhale back to center. Now options here. You can stay here just in this figure 4 seated position, or bring the palms of your hands to the mat and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. So you're in a reverse tabletop figure 4 position. So hips are lifting, right ankle to the left thigh, palms firmly pressing into the earth. You can be gazing at the ceiling, or you can let your head drop heavy, look back towards the back wall. Just breathing here. Feel all of those points of the body that are connected to the earth. One last big breath in. Exhale, if you're lifted, slowly descend down towards the earth. And everyone unwind. Soles of the feet firmly connect to the earth. Pause. And then slowly just drop your knees to the right. Bring the knees back through center. Drop the knees to the left. Back through center. One more time each side. Slowly to the right. Back through center. And then slowly to the left. Center point. We'll go the opposite side. So left ankle to the right thigh this time. Finding that seated figure 4 position, remembering that this side could be very different from the other side. So you may be able to bring the right foot in closer. Maybe it needs to stay farther away for this side. Wherever you land, lift up through the chest, shoulder blades draw down your back. Flex your left toes and breathe into your outer left hip. Try and balance the weight between both sit bones. The body has all these ways it likes to cheat us out of the stretch and that opening. So see if you can be stronger than the body and what it wants to do. You're smarter. You've got the breath. You can feel those sit bones there. Letting it all go. All the permission in the world just to take time here to be and to find that openness. Belly fills up, chest fills up. Exhale, chest empties, belly empties. From this supine figure 4 position, or seated figure 4 position, left hand wraps around the outside of the left foot, finding that twist. Chest lifts up, rotating open, looking towards the right. If this doesn't feel good for your body, please just stay in the seated figure 4. If you feel very open on this side, you can take the left elbow to the inside of the sole of the foot and rotate open that way. Okay? Just make sure the chest stays lifted, the breath stays strong, and you can find that rotation. Next, exhale, gently come back through center. Both hands land on the earth. Right hand then comes to left knee. Just find that gentle counter twist here, looking over your left shoulder. Just for a breath in. Exhale, let it go. Back through center. Palms of the hands plant on the floor. Stay here in seated figure 4, or you can lift the hips up. Head looks at the ceiling, or you can drop the head back. Lots of breath. Lots of integrity in the body here, really rooting down through your hands and that right foot. Last breath in. Exhale, slowly lower hips to the earth if they were lifted. Everybody's sole of the left foot comes to the mat. Sit up nice and tall, big breath in. Exhale, knees drop to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, knees drop left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, knees drop right. Back to center. One more time to the left. And back through center. Good. So you're just going to come. Soles of the feet are going to come mat width apart, and you're just going to shift yourself up into Malasana Yogi Squat. I realize that I need to get better lighting for tomorrow's class. So Yogi Squat, soles of the feet on the mat. The seat does not have to be as low as I have my seat here. If you need blocks or even a chair, you can kind of do Yogi Squat from the chair here, pressing the knees open, heart lifts up. So whatever is comfortable for you, even sometimes rolling up a blanket and putting it under the heels will give you just a little bit more space to come into the posture. Elbows come to the insides of the knees. Just bring the hands to prayer to start here. Shoulders drop away from ears. Heart lifts up, chin tucks slightly. Good. So from this position, we're just going to move the spine. So on the exhale, round the spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, come back up, heart lifts. It's not going to be a big movement. Exhale, round the spine, chin tucks. Inhale, heart lifts back up. Exhale, round the spine, hollow the front body, chin tucks. Inhale, lengthen. One more time. Exhale, round the spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, bring it back up. Soles of the feet still firmly planted on the earth. Right hand comes out in front of the right leg. Just bring the left hand to the inside of your left knee. So just a gentle twist over to the left. Heart reaching up, sit bones descending to the earth as you find connection with your feet. If this doesn't feel good for you, just stay in the center position. So my right arm is pressing my right knee open, my left hand pressing my left knee open, and I'm finding a rotation over to the left, looking over my left shoulder. And gently come back through center. Pause, center position in Malasana. And then the left hand comes in front of the left leg, right hand to right knee, pressing the legs open, twisting open towards the right, look over the right shoulder, heart reaches up, right shoulder descends. Breathe. And inhale back to center, hands to heart. Pause. Now hands come to the earth, and you're gonna lift your sit bones up, but we're not going into a forward fold. So I'm gonna turn sideways. So the knees, the feet are gonna be mat width apart. You're gonna bend your knees really wide, hands to the earth, and your spine is gonna be long. Okay, so if you need blocks for under your hands or a stack of books to help you, that's perfectly fine. But you want the knees to be nice and bent. Seat is descending towards the earth, hands on the earth. And you want that nice half lift, flat spine as if we were doing a halfway lift in a vinyasa class. Okay, so you can just start to sway your upper body side to side, bend your knees, keeping this nice long active spine as you're here. So it's a slow flow class, but that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. We're going to build some fire in the quads here. If you need to take a break and to come out of it, feel free to do so. That's totally fine. Your practice. I'm simply here to lead. Okay, come back to center. Now we're going to take circles with the hips. So think about your tailbone drawing a big circle on the wall behind you. So you're going to shift the hips right, drop them down, shift them over to the left, come back up and around. Okay, so it's like a vertical circle. So bending the knees, getting as low as you can, and then lifting the sit bones up. Drawing a circle on the back wall. Really slow it down. Feel into that movement. You're feeling the rootedness of the feet on the mat, on the earth, and the hands, but also that agni, that fire in the legs. Let's switch it opposite way. So the hips shift left this time. Shift over to the right, reaching up, drawing that circle on the back wall. Bending into the knees nice and slowly. Make sure you're breathing. Spine is staying nice and active here. All right, come back to that center position. Keep your feet wide, hands to opposite elbows like a rag doll, and now just let your upper body completely fold forward. So let go of that action, let go of that fire. Let your head dangle, hands to opposite elbows, big bend in the knees, and just fold forward. And again, if it feels good, you can sway side to side in this nice passive forward fold. Shake your head, yes and no. Create some space between your teeth, release your jaw. Okay, come back to that center position. Now for this next exercise, stay really grounded in your feet. That is your containment, that's your connection. So from your fold, slowly we're gonna roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. So just think of each vertebrae being picked up one by one, and your head, that big bowling ball, that big coconut, the last thing to come up. And then you're gonna bring the shoulder blades back, look up towards the ceiling, and now we're gonna reverse it. So keeping the arch in the back, bend your knees, hinge at the hips first, and start to unfurl. Head comes down last. And then again, rolling up, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, staying really, really grounded, rooted in your feet. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound, heel of the foot, arms just dangle. Head comes up last. Draw shoulder blades together, look at the ceiling, find that arch. Bend your knees, keep the arch as you descend back down to the earth. So keep moving through this with your breath. As slowly as you can possibly go. The next time that you come up to your standing position, you're just going to pause. With neutral spine, gaze forward, hands to heart center, eyes closed. Feet will just be hip width apart. Taking the time now as you come to standing with intention to really feel the earth beneath the feet. Tailbone tucks under slightly, draw in and up from the belly button. Lengthen the entire vertebrae, crown of your head reaches up, and the shoulders drop away from your ears. Okay, so the next bit is borrowed from Qigong. If anyone has ever practiced that, probably JC you have before. So we're just going to use the hands to move energy through the body, right? We've been a long time, some of us, without any kind of like massage or real touch or anything. So we're going to get it done here. So we'll start with the right arm reaching out. So you're going to go take your left hand. You're going to wipe it or wash it down the upper part of the arm, around the fingers, back along the lower part of the arm, across the chest. When the left hand hits midway, bring your right hand in, left arm extends out, wash down the top of the arm, around the fingers, back through the lower arm, across the chest. Right arm extends, left hand becomes the mover of energy here. So as slowly as you can go with your breath, just moving down the arm, back up the arm, and across the chest. Breathe with the movement. I always do this way too fast, so really, really slow it down like molasses. Top of the arm, back through the underarm, across the chest. Top of the arm, under the arm, across the chest. Okay, now we're going to move down to the lower body. So the next time you come to the inner arm, take the hands down the outer leg, across the top of the foot, up the inner line of the leg, across the thigh, then across the hip bone, belly, back down the opposite side, outer leg, across the top of the foot, up the inner line of the leg, across the hip bone, across the belly, down the outer leg. Slow it down, molasses across the foot, inner line of the leg. Wrap up to the hip bone, across the abdomen, down the outer leg. Give it a little bit of pressure here. Across the foot, inner leg, hip, abdomen. Okay, next time the hands come to the abdomen, you're just going to keep them there. Tops of the thumbs together, tops of the first finger together, make kind of like a big diamond, and place the hands underneath the belly button, right on the abdomen. Kind of where that second chakra would sit, right above the first chakra. So really getting into the root here. And that root chakra is all about safety and security. And I know Cindy posted something about Maslow's hierarchy of needs yesterday on Facebook, or the other day on Facebook. And the chakra system works very much the same. In order to do anything else in life, you need to have your basic needs met. So you need food and shelter. So same thing, you need to have safety and security and a strong connection to the earth, a strong root chakra before we can start moving up the rest of the body into creativity and love and being able to speak our truth and that connection to the higher power. So just, I don't know what you journaled today, right? So those things sit here, whatever you were talking about, those fears, uncertainties. So just close your eyes and take a moment just to really feel it in your gut right here, feet grounded to the earth. And just remind yourself that no matter what, it's all going to be okay. It might be dark right now. It might be really hard to see the end of the tunnel because none of us knows when this is going to end. But as we heard in the opening reading of practice, that our practice, our connection to self and to our soul is the light in these times. And it's our responsibility to use that and whatever gifts we have to kind of shed that light on everyone else and remind them that they have the light within them as well. Okay, let's take the feet a little bit wider. Sink the hips low. So you want your knees over the ankles. So you're coming into a goddess type posture, hands to prayer. Now at any time during this, if you need to straighten the legs to take some intensity, some of that fire out of the thighs, please do so. So the same hand position that we started practice with, tip your fingertips, push them down to the earth. As you reach the fingertips towards the earth, reach up through the crown of your head, long line of energy. Then inhale, fingers reach all the way up, palms together, draw the energy down, forehead, mouth, heart, flip the fingers, press it down, sweep up. On the inhale, you come up, exhale, you go down. So just move with your breath as slowly as you can. Hear your breath. Find that Ujjayi breath so you can hear it. Bring some sound into your practice. Let it move that energy. And the mantra that we had today was Om Gam Ganapatye Namaha. Ganesh, the foundation of the practice. Next time the hands come back to heart center, you stay. Breathe. Feeling the sit bones descending towards the earth, that fire in the thighs. One more breath in. Exhale, straighten the legs fold forward. Just let everything hang heavy here. Sway the hips side to side, shake the head, release the spine, whatever you need here. Space between your teeth, right? Good. Now gently in your own time, just bring your knees to the earth, moving into Balasana, child's pose. So your knees come wide on the mat, big toes together to touch. And you're just going to extend the arms forward as your chest comes down towards the earth. Now, if you'd like, you can take the second option of Balasana here. So first option, arms extending forward. Second option, elbows come to the earth, hands to prayer, and reach them up above your head. It's a little bit more active variation, and it'll get into the backs of the arms, that stretch there. So as you bring all of these points of your body onto the earth, sink into it, surrender into it. So the tops of the feet, maybe the shin bones, the knees, your heart to your hips are descending towards the earth. Maybe the whole arm and the hands are on the earth. Maybe your hands are connected, elbows to the earth, hands above the head in prayer. But most importantly, that third eye, the forehead, is on the earth, that connection. So taking your center of intuition and bringing it to the earth and finding that cycle and that intuition and that need for us as beings to continually draw knowledge and information and energy from the earth. If having the forehead directly on the earth doesn't feel good for you, if that's not good for your body, you can use a block or some blankets stacked up to bring the earth closer towards you. If the flexion in the knees in child's pose is too much, bringing the sit bones down towards the heels, you can roll up a blanket or a towel, put it in the crook of your knees, the bend in your knees, and then sit back, and that will reduce the flexion. And then just arrive. Just arrive here in child's pose. Release any of the gripping and tension. Let it all be heavy. Let it be here. Earthbound. Good. Make sure you're breathing. Beautiful, you guys. I wish that I could hear your breath. I can see you. You all look lovely. Can you breathe even deeper? Can you just let your hips and your chest surrender a little bit more into the earth? And very slowly, on your next inhale, gently come up onto your knees and make your way into a seated position on the earth. Your legs extended out in front of you. So I know most of you have a fairly consistent yoga practice. You've all practiced with me before. So if you need something for these forward folds underneath your pelvis to elevate you, grab a blanket to lift you up so that the pelvis can tip forward for this forward fold. So Janu Shirshasana, single leg forward fold. Bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Okay, maybe move the flesh away from the sit bones so you can really get that groundedness that we're going for today. Hands come to either side of the right leg. Inhale, chest lifts up, take a big, big breath in. When you get to the top, just sip in a little bit of extra air, fill up through the collarbones. And then on your exhale, fold forward, let your spine round, head hangs heavy. Palms not on the leg, not pulling you, but palms face down on the earth to find that connection to earth. And they can be right by your hips, they can be by your ankles, wherever they are. Let everything go, surrender, and feel into the earth. Just breathe every exhale down through your body into the earth. And every inhale comes back up from the earth into your body. And every time you inhale, just think about sipping a little bit of extra air into your lungs. And on your exhale, think of just pushing out every last little molecule of carbon dioxide that you can. Last breath in. Sip, 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 more air. Stay for the exhale, let it all go. Gently on your next inhale, roll all the way back up to a nice tall seat. Pausing here, just letting your shoulders drop, feeling the earth, feeling that resonant energy within your body. And then we'll switch to the opposite side. So left leg is straight this time, sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Move the flesh away from the sit bones. Sit on something if you need to. Hands on either side of your leg. Inhale, lift the chest up, breathe in, drop shoulders from ears. And on your exhale, just fold forward, spine rounds, head hangs heavy, palms to the earth. Find that connection. Every exhale presses down through your body into the earth. Every inhale draws new energy up from the earth. Take the time to really connect and breathe here. This is what today is all about. Good. Last breath in. Sip, sip, sip in all the air. Stay for your exhale. Let it all out. And then on an inhale, roll yourself all the way back up to a seated position. Spine is long. Let the energy settle. Both legs extend out in front of you. Just bring the fingertips beside the hips and lift up through the chest as you press the knees down into the earth. Feel the whole backside of the leg as much as you can pressing into the earth as the heart reaches up. Shoulders away from ears. Good, and then slowly come down onto your mat, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees wide, one hand to your abdomen, one hand to your chest. Let's bring your body down on the earth, bones heavy. Close your eyes. If this posture isn't comfortable for you, having the knees wide, you have the option of taking your feet mat width apart and dropping your knees together. But do have the hands on your body. It's taking a moment just to notice the space between your eyebrows. See if you can relax that space. See if you can relax your eyes. I know your eyes are closed, but just see if you can kind of tune into that space and soften the eyes a little bit. Release through your jaw, space between the teeth, and just take the tongue and place it just behind the teeth on the roof of the mouth. So that space where the teeth end and the top of the mouth begins. Just let your tongue be heavy, kind of falling away from the root of your mouth or the top of your mouth. Can you soften your ears, your hearing? Can you allow your shoulders to descend a little bit closer to the earth and really find that connection there? Can you release through your hips? Let go of that gripping and tension and really let the bones of the lower body become heavy and descend towards the earth. And then feel the connection between your feet, the soles of your feet together, those places where we are most in contact with the earth. And gently take the hands to the outside of the knees. Bring the knees together, draw your knees into your chest. Just give yourself a little hug, a squeeze here. And then bring the soles of your feet back down to the mat width apart. Supine twist right. Allow your knees to drop to the right hand side of the mat. This is very big and wide and open here. Shoulder blades ground down. Do whatever feels comfortable with your arms. And then if you can, see if you can send your gaze to the left. And as you find this shape, notice the places where you are in contact with the earth and breathe into those spaces. Particularly in a supine twist, pay close attention to what your hips are doing. The hips tend to like to take over and think that they know where your legs should be. They don't. So see if you can use your breath to encourage the hips just to let go just for a moment and let the lower body bones become heavy. Let them slip and slide and readjust themselves wherever they want to. And really feel that connection to the earth beneath your shoulder blades. Big breaths in, big breaths out. On your next inhale, draw your knees back through center, knees pointing at the ceiling, soles of your feet connected to the earth. Just pause in the transition, take time. And then on your exhale, knees drop left, feet are still mat width apart. Allow your knees to drop left, shoulders ground down, gaze goes right. Find wherever you need to be with your arms. And take that same idea, really feel that connection of the shoulder blades to the earth. And then allow your breath to kind of override what the hips want to do. Use the breath to release that tension. Let the legs just readjust as they need to and really become heavy and descend towards the earth. And really breathe deeply here. Can you release just a little bit more? Can you find that earth connection in a couple more places on the body? And then on an inhale, gently bring your knees back up through center, soles of your feet planted on the earth, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Pause, find your breath. And then you have the choice of coming into Viparita Karani waterfall pose, hands underneath your hips, lift your legs up. Or if you're close to a wall or you want to take a second and scoot your mat over towards a wall, you can do legs up the wall. So whatever you choose, feet come up just for a few moments. And if you're on the wall and when I cue Shavasana, you want to stay on the wall, or even if you're just in waterfall pose, stay here as long as you like. The idea is to get the feet above the heart, reverse the blood flow, and just help the body release any toxins, any emotional sludge that's in there. Head relaxes to the earth. If your feet do start to tingle, just bring them down and then send them right back up. Really just finding your breath here. So you can stay in waterfall or legs up as long as you like. But if and when you are ready to find your way into your final resting posture, you can. Shavasana, legs wide, arms beside you. You can get some cozy socks and a blanket. whatever you need. And just completely surrender to the earth. All points of your body connected to earth here. Take the time to release jaw, neck, hips, shoulders. And just find the natural rhythm of your breath. Just be here for a bit. Enjoy it. And you can start to bring yourself back into the room, back into awareness. Gently wiggle the fingers, wiggle your toes, very slowly waking up. And maybe roll out your wrists, roll out your ankles. Nice, slow, awakening movements. And then just start to rock your head slowly side to side. Reach your arms up above you, backs of the hands land on the earth. Big breath in, stretch through your fingers, stretch through your toes, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, just let it go. And gently roll onto your right side. Cradle your head in your arms, draw your knees up towards you. Just pause here, fetal position, taking a moment just to be, to notice how you're feeling now. Notice your breath. Notice your body. Notice your mind. Maybe there's just a little bit of extra light shining from your soul now after your practice. And you can slowly just come up to a seated position on your mat. You can bring the hands to the knees, or you can place your hands on your heart, hands to prayer, whatever you like. And so you can close your eyes. If you want to at some point chant along, you can. No one will hear you. You're all on mute. Unless you have a beautiful singing voice and you'd like to unmute yourself to drown me out, that would be great. So the words, I've typed them there again in chat again. If you can't see them, if you want to grab that, it's Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And it's going to be fairly slow with the drum beat. Can you hear the drum? Yes? Okay. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Two more times. Om Last time. Om Namah Shivaya. If the hands aren't already there, bring the hands to heart center. So drop your chin slightly towards your chest, reach up through the crown of your head. Last opportunity to really feel your sit bones connected to the earth. And just know that your breath and this simple seated posture or lying down with as many points of your body as you can have connected to the earth is your gateway. Is your gateway to bringing yourself back into alignment, back into balance, but also giving yourself the grace to know that it may not happen immediately. It may not happen every time. The most important part is just giving yourself the permission to do it. To giving yourself permission to taking time for you to just sit and find whatever connection you need. And if you did the journaling exercise today, all of those things in your toolbox, whether yoga is in there or not, are your tools, your conduit to balance, to connection, and to your sense of grounding. So come back to them as often as you need. Thank you all so much for coming here tonight and joining me and practicing. I miss you all and I love you all so much. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Thumbs to the center between your eyes, center of intuition. The light in me honors the light in you. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you guys. If you want to stay and hang out and chat, you can unmute yourself.